ANC's Greater Johannesburg region says the Regional Executive Committee has agreed that Mayor Dada Morero should remain in office to ensure stability and continuity in the administration of the city. ANC Greater Johannesburg Regional Secretary Sasabona Manganye says continuity in leadership is critical for stability and service delivery in the city of Johannesburg. Let's talk more on this now. Manganye joining me for more on this particular issue and others. Mr. Manganye, good evening to you. Thank you for your time. The very reason you have had to convene a media briefing this evening to address such issues, was there impatience perhaps on the incoming leadership, or should we say the new Greater Johannesburg leadership, to take the reins of the city? Is that part of the reason you are now placing emphasis that Dada Morero should stay for continuity?
Good evening, Koli, and to your listeners. No, there is no such within the leadership collective. The leadership collective, in its wisdom, believes that the City of Johannesburg have been changing mayors time and again, which have affected service delivery negatively. And we believe that the executive mayor and the collective have proven themselves, that they can be able to change the current situation in the city. And that is why we believed that we must not disrupt what is happening currently on the basis of a conference outcome, but we must allow that Comrade Dada, as a deployee of the ANC, continues as the executive mayor, so that people of Johannesburg must receive their services, and it must never even be, disturbed through change of leadership. Time and again, we had many mayors in this administration. So I think we need to ensure that there is stability.
Okay. I'm sure the residents may possibly sleep better at night, knowing that there is going to be leadership continuity. But it does not escape me, Mr. Manganye, that your leadership, or should we say the current leadership that's recently been elected, could possibly be in question as to your legitimacy, and that is partly because of the ballot papers that were discovered just this weekend coming from that particular conference. These were found at a home of an election official. What is the status as things stand regarding that particular matter?
The matter is handled by the Office of SG, and I think the Office of SG can clarify on that. What we can tell is that we are a legitimate leadership of the ANC in Johannesburg. We are not a questionable leadership. The issues of ballot papers staying at an elections agency, I don't know of any conference or regional conference in the country where the ballot papers are not with the elections agency, because if they are not with the elections agency, then those ballot papers' credibility is questionable. They can't be utilized for any other thing. It means they have been tampered with, because the integrity of the ballots is informed by the elections agency as an independent body. So, of course, I can't comment on what happened in Pretoria, but I can comment that the leadership was elected in conference, and it was declared as the process was free and fair. Of course, there are those comrades who have got concern about this and that. Rule 14 of the ANC Constitution is clear on how we must deal with those issues, and it must be applied and be followed where necessary. So what happened in Pretoria, I don't think it has anything to do with a regional conference of the ANC in Johannesburg, which was concluded in December already.
Finally, therefore, do you believe that the office of the Secretary General will investigate this dispassionately In other words, they will investigate this from a point of view of neutrality, and I'm asking deliberately because the Secretary General, Fikile Mbalula, seemed to already have been commenting way before the ballot papers were discovered that there could be something that was not particularly above board about your election into office.
The regional conferences, supervised or presided by the provincial leadership, not the national leadership. The national leadership is there to observe the process and guide where necessary. So the process of the disputes that have been raised in Johannesburg are before the electoral committee that is led by the PTT deployees. So I do not think the Secretary General of the ANC will want to find himself involved in dealing with issues of regional conferences when they have appointed a PTT that must deal with regions. And we derive even our mandate from a provincial executive committee in terms of the constitution. And the PTT has been given the powers of the PEC.
Sasabona Manganye, thank you very much for your time, the Secretary of the ANC in the Greater Johannesburg region.